This is a special bonus edition of the News at Kate, specifically for Rishi Sunak. Now, Rishi, you and I actually went to the same college in Oxford, and unlike you, I did maths. So since you've been banging on this week about how terribly important maths is, maybe it's time you shut up for once and listen to somebody who clearly knows more about it than you do. First of all, if you were any good at maths, you wouldn't have wasted 11 billion of public money failing to ensure the government's debt against interest rate rises when you were Chancellor. Secondly, if you understood anything about maths, you'd understand that offering people a single-digit pay rise in the face of double-digit inflation in fact constitutes a pay cut and thoroughly explains why you're failing to protect services and why we've got doctors, nurses, teachers, all those kind of people on strike. And if you'd paid attention to the economics part of your philosophy, politics and economics degree, you'd understand that when it is the poorest in our society who are being the most squeezed, that actually affects the whole of the rest of the society through a thing called marginal propensity to spend. Now, thirdly, if you did understand anything about maths, let me please beg you to apply that knowledge and understanding to reading the IPCC's report on climate change and the other science reports that are coming out saying how urgent this is and how the number of years we've got left on this planet if we don't take dramatic and drastic action is a very, very low number indeed. And looking at important things like the fact that renewable energy these days is 9 times less expensive than fossil fuel energy. This is simple maths, Rishi, and you need to be paying attention to it. But let's just go back to the root of this, right? Because you've been saying you want everyone to study maths until they're 18, but you haven't offered any funding to provide for more teachers. You haven't talked about how you're going to provide any more teachers. And in fact, your government is already failing to meet its recruitment targets for maths teachers. So that doesn't even add up. And then you've said we need to get rid of the cultural sense that it's okay to be bad at maths. But do you know the number of people whose math skills have gotten better after they've been shamed for not being good enough at maths? Well, the answer, Rishi, is the empty set, and that's posh maths talk for zero. Let me put it into a language you might understand. It's an imaginary number. Nobody gets better at maths because they get shamed for being bad at maths. In the same way that fat shaming doesn't solve the obesity crisis, criminalising homeless people or drug takers has not magically ended the problems of homelessness or drug abuse in the UK. None of those things work. The fact is that if we want to help people, the only way we can do it is to help people. And if you didn't understand that, you should go back and take some bloody English lessons. Increasingly, the mainstream media is terrible at informing the public of what is really going on. I'm only able to make these videos because people are generous enough to sponsor me making them, and if you're able to be a part of that, I would hugely appreciate it. It can cost as little as $1 a month and you'll get loads of fun bonus content and lots of extras from me and my undying gratitude. I also massively appreciate it if you're able to like, share these videos and let people out there know what's going on.